Hey everyone, and welcome to part 5 of the top-down shooter tutorial in Godot. My name's Joe, and in this video we're going to cover adding an attack cooldown, creating a muzzle flash, and how to use Godot's animation player. Let's get started. So the first thing that we want to do today is to add an attack cooldown to our player. So right now if I go to our player script, you'll see in our shoot method that basically whenever we click, we're just going to call this and we're just going to shoot a bullet, which isn't what we want. So we're going to add a timer to actually handle our cooldown for us. So the first thing we want to do is select our player scene, come up here and add a timer. And I'm going to call this attack cooldown just to be descriptive. I won't change any of the settings yet, but let's go into our script and get a reference to this. So I'll add another onReady variable. onReady var attack cooldown equals attack cooldown. Okay, great. And now what we can do is whenever we shoot or get into the shoot method, we can actually check the value of that timer. You know, is it going right now? Is it active, or is our cooldown off? So the way we actually check that is by saying if attack cooldown dot is stopped. And so this function returns a Boolean variable that will be true whenever the timer is not running. So we're going to pretty much manage our timer manually, like we're going to stop it and end it manually for the most part. So if our attack cooldown is stopped, basically like we can attack, then we're going to do all the things that we're doing in here. So I'm just going to move this up and I'm going to indent that and get rid of that. And then I'll do else and we'll just pass for now. And so whenever we attack, we need to start our attack cooldown again. So I'm going to call attack cooldown as start. And then basically what's going to happen is if it's stopped, which it will be at the beginning because we won't set it to be auto start, we will shoot and then we'll start it. And then if we try and shoot again, this will be false, so we won't do anything. I can actually really just get rid of this else statement right now. And then when we do shoot, we'll start our timer again. So this will prevent us from attacking until our cooldown is done. And what we're going to need to do just to make this work is set this to be one shot so it won't just continuously start and stop on its own. And the other thing is that I think 1 second is going to be a little bit long, but let's give this a test. So now if I'm clicking as fast as I can, you can see I can only fire every second, which is great, but it does feel a little bit long. Let's bump it down just a little bit. Let's try 0.7. So you can do tenths or hundredths of a second. This is a float, it's not actually an integer. So feel free to set it to, you know, whatever number feels good. So it's still kind of slow, it feels like, but it is, you know, I guess it looks like a pistol. So this feels pretty good for now. It's a little bit faster, and I think we've got a good value for our timer. So now that we have the cooldown, we want to add Muzzle Flash to our weapon. And so in order to do that, I'm going to come back to our player scene here. I'm going to add another sprite, and this will just be a regular sprite. And I'm going to call this Muzzle Flash just to differentiate it from our other sprite that we have there. And then I'm going to add a texture to this. So if I come down to the top-down tanks asset pack that we have over here, I'm going to drag over the only objects image, get this, and then I'm going to do the same thing we've previously done by enabling a region, open up the texture region box here, and we're going to select the, where is it? Oh yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. So this yellow muzzle flash here. And I'm just going to drag right around it. Okay, it looks like we're losing. Let me drop down our step just a little bit so I can get the edge. Oh, whoops, I did that the wrong way. Need to do it for the Y. Okay, perfect. So now we've got the muzzle flash exactly as we need it. I'm going to bump our step back up. And so now what I need to do is position our muzzle flash near the end of our gun, right? Because this is going to be coming out of our gun when we fire. So we want it right here. I'm going to need to rotate this as well so I can go to our transform. I think -90. Yeah, there we go. Let me drag it up here. I pretty much just want to get it. I think this is fine. Let's do this. I'm going to actually turn off our grid snap for just a second because we don't really care if it's perfect, but I think that will be good. Let me turn that back on. Perfect. So now we have a muzzle flash sprite here. And what we want to do is two things. One, we want to only enable it or show it when we fired. And two, we want to give it some animation to make it look better. And I'm going to show you how you can use Godot's animation player to give even static images some animation just to add a little bit better feel. So even if you don't have extra frames or other images to use animations with, you can still do some tricks with Godot's animation editor that'll help it feel better. So the first thing we're going to do here is add an animation player node to our scene. And right now I want it to be a child of the player, not the Muzzle Flash itself. So I'm just going to drag it over here. We'll probably refactor this a little bit eventually, but for now this will be perfectly fine. And I'm going to add a new animation here to our animation player, and I'm going to call it Muzzle Flash. So we'll just do that. And so there's a couple things I need to add. One, I'm going to make our Muzzle Flash hidden by default because we don't want to see it until we fired. And then I'm going to add a property track. So Godot's animation player is super powerful. It is a really awesome tool that you can use for a wide variety of things. All of these do different, you can animate different things. Typically, you're going to spend most of your time using a property track. And what that does is it lets you affect a value like any property on any other node in your scene tree. So we're going to add a property track, and we're going to find our Muzzle Flash and hit OK because we want to edit a property on our Muzzle Flash. And the property we're going to edit will be visible. And so we're going to do two things. This UI is a little bit confusing if you've never used it before, but basically these are all your tracks. They'll be listed here. This is how long your animation's running for. Anything that is lighter gray is how long it'll actually go for, and then these are out of bounds. And you can change that value by editing this little time thing here. So we see that our animation is set to run for 1 second right now, and that's mirrored here. So at 1 second, we lose the coloration. We really want this to run for about 0.2 seconds. It's going to be super quick. And then you can also zoom in or out here. So we'll zoom in a little bit because we're only dealing with 0.2 of a second. Oh, not that much. And what we're going to do is add two keys, one to make the Muzzle Flash visible and another to make it not visible. So I'm going to right click and hit insert key right at 0, and I'm going to do the same thing and hit insert key right here. And at the beginning, we want this value to be true because we want it to be visible, and then at the end, false because we want it to be hidden. And so now if I run it, you'll see that our Muzzle Flash appears and then disappears for 2 seconds, or for 0.2 of a second, which is great. So this in itself is pretty good. But what if we were able to add just a little bit more feel, a little bit more life to it? So we can actually do that by adding another property track here. And I'm just going to set it to modify our Muzzle Flash's scale. So let me hit this. And we're going to have a key right at the start. That'll just be the 1, or let's set this to 1 and 1. So it'll just be the default setting. And then we're going to add a key at our end, which is going to contract the width a little bit and set it to half of the width, but also make it a little bit longer. So it'll really kind of simulate, the flash and the smoke kind of dissipating and expanding. And now if I run it, you'll see that we have a little bit of animation. That looks better. I think it could still look even better. I think that animation is actually a little bit long. So what if we tried cutting it in half to 0.1 and now tried running it? Oh, whoops, I need to move these back. So these are going to now be at our new end position, which is 1/10 of a second. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. I almost wonder, like, what if we did, this is crazy, but what if we, oh, again, I need to move it, don't mind me. Oh, and I actually can't because our snap settings are wrong. So a nice thing that Godot provides is you can snap your keys to specific seconds. And so since we're on a 0.05 second animation, we need to set our snap to be 0.05 so we can actually move to it. And now I can set these here, and let's try running that. I think that's better, honestly. Like with a Muzzle Flash, it is such a quick thing. Like you just want it to be there and be gone. And I think it makes the expansion look better, or our scaling look better because of how quick it is. So I think this is awesome. I think this is exactly what we want to do. So there's one last thing that we want to do as part of this, and it's actually enable our Muzzle Flash. And so if I come into our script, one thing I'm going to need to do first is grab a reference to our animation player. So just like before, I'll do onReady var animation player, and then I'm going to come down to our shoot. And what I'm going to do is whenever we shoot, I'm just going to play that animation. So I'm going to do animation play. Oops, I think I forgot. player. Could just shorten it to animation, but I'll just do this for now. And we'll do start. Whoops. Play is actually the method. And then you'll see it'll autofill the name of our animation. So now that we'll do this, or now that we have this, every time we shoot, we'll play this animation, and because our animation automatically at the end sets it to not be visible, this should just be everything that we need. And now you see that when I shoot, we get a nice muzzle flash. And look at that. Look how good that looks. And it's so simple. We didn't even need more than one image. So this turned out great. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new tutorials that come out, and I'll see you in the next video.